Hi there, I'm Chris Quinn and I work for the Kinect Energy group. So just to give you just a brief background on Kinect Energy, Kinect Energy are a global leading energy and risk management company. They purchased the business of Orchard Energy back on the 1st of October 2017. So the significance of that is that's the organisation I worked for prior to the takeover. And we have been undergoing a period of transformation over the last 6 months or so, transforming over to Kinect Energy. And from the 1st of April this year, Orchard Energy will officially be rebranded as Kinect Energy. So we mentioned earlier, or Tony mentioned at the beginning of his presentation about a partnership that both Kinect Energy and Water Plus have formed over the last couple of months or so. And it's back to what Tony was saying around, the challenging conditions commercially in the market at the moment is resulting in customers putting more and more pressure on retailers to deliver more value over and above the standard provision of the water and wastewater retail services. And this particular customer, as you see up there, it's a multi-site retailer, one of the top 10 retailers in the UK, have put pressure on Water Plus as their appointed national retailer to deliver what you would call a full forensic analysis of their historic water and wastewater charges for all of their sites across the UK. Now, typically, that wouldn't be a project that, in my opinion, would naturally fit with a water retailer. I almost feel like there's a bit of a conflict of interest there because the water retailer would be almost verifying their own charges in effect. And that's a concept that would make me feel quite uncomfortable. However, Water Plus have understood it, have taken on board the challenge from the customer and understands that the customer wants best value from that service. So what they've done is they've employed an independent expert consultancy to deliver that aspect of the project to ensure that they are able to return maximum back to the customer that they can. And as part of a due diligence process that we've been going through with Water Plus for probably since about August, September last year, before they finally appointed Kinect Energy to deliver the project. And they've appointed Kinect Energy for a number of reasons. I mean, my team has over 50 years combined experience of operating in the water industry. So there's guys in my team that have worked for a number of water retailers, have worked on projects with Ofwat. So really understand the processes, the procedures and the legislation that govern the market, and are best placed to challenge the status quo around some of the historic charges and stuff that we're seeing in the market. And ultimately, in the last 4 or 5 years or so, we've realised refunds and savings for customers for overcharges of around £2 million now. So all of that was taken into consideration as part of the due diligence process that Water Plus have been going through over the last few months or so with ourselves. I mean, from our perspective, we have carried out about 2,500 of these audits and revenue recovery projects for customers over the last 4 years or so, and we have never partnered up with a water company to deliver that. And it's an interesting one from our perspective because we're an independent consultancy in this market and we want to retain our independence. So we need to have careful consideration if we were to ever partner up with a water company on even a project like this that doesn't impact on any other aspect of my business. So we give careful consideration to this as well, and we have to give careful consideration of the type of customer and careful consideration over the water retailer that we would partner up with. We see a lot of synergies with Water Plus, and some of these I've brought out here. We see Water Plus as a safe pair of hands. They are the largest water company in the UK by a country mile. They have 30% market share. They have always, I've put down collaborative approach there, but they have always embraced the broker channel as a route to market. And we've worked closely with not only Water Plus, but the prior two businesses as well, United Utilities and Severn Trent. So, that's always come through in terms of our working with Water Plus up until this point. And similar to ourselves, we see Water Plus investing in long-term relationships. We don't see them as a transactional business. We see them as a business that form long-term relationships with our customers. And that's very much how we do business at Kinect Energy as well. So we're pulling out these synergies when making the decision that we've made here to partner up with Water Plus. And innovative, this is an innovative way to do business in the water industry. We've not, I've been in the industry now for 18 years, and I've certainly never seen a water retailer and a consultancy like ourselves partner up to deliver a project like this. But as I say, increased demand from customers is meaning that retailers and indeed consultancies like ourselves are having to think outside the box in order to deliver best value for customers. So just to give you a bit, in terms of my understanding, in terms of how I see the benefits for the customer now, when you look at the project strategically, the customer now has a single provider for all the provision of all of their water and wastewater retail services across the UK. And as well, a further extension to that is that they have a single provider now for their historic invoice analysis or their water efficiency work, which actually for a customer like this, they would have, if it wasn't through a single provider, they would have multiple different providers, multiple different tenders that would have to be operating at the same time. So it's efficient from the customers from that perspective. And with Water Plus now being fully accountable to the customer, so for all aspects of the services that they're delivering, and indeed we will deliver for the customer, Water Plus are our customer, so Water Plus are fully accountable to the customer that they've contracted with. But from the customer's perspective, what they can be sure of is that they have employed an independent expert consultancy to manage the project and make sure that they deliver best value back to the customer. For ourselves, we've now got access to a new customer type that generally we wouldn't have had direct access to in the past, and that presents an exciting opportunity for myself and the guys in my team to dig a bit deeper into the charges and the services from customers that maybe we've never worked with in the past before, and we're interested to see the sorts of opportunities that we see as part of that analysis process. And for us, ease of the delivery of the project, if we did have secured a project like this for a national customer who have sites the length and breadth of the UK, we would in effect be dealing with over 20 different retailers in order to deliver that project. So, bringing in invoices, bringing in data from 20 odd different water suppliers, reviewing that. And if we were to raise any claims or inquiries, we'd be doing that with over 20 different retailers. But actually, this project means we will drive that all through a single point of contact, through a agreed set of service level agreements and real clear lines of communication into the water supplier, which will help deliver the project far more efficiently if we were to do it, say, for another customer who hadn't quite looked at a similar concept to this. And for us, first mover advantage, we don't see any other water retailer and consultancy doing this in the market at the moment. So between ourselves and Water Plus, we've come up with a pioneering stance that I believe will be replicated with other water retailers and other consultancies in the future. But certainly we can always say that we came up with the concept for customers.